Representative Cruz moves to call from the calendar House Bill 572 relative to collective bargaining, return that bill to the calendar, and give notice for this Thursday.
Without objection.
Representative Owen moves to call from the calendar House Bill 312 on the notice given list.
Without objection.
House Bill 312 by Representative Owen provides relative to over-the-counter sale purchase of the drug ivermectin. Sale purchase of ivermectin without a prescription provides for definition.
Rep. Owen on your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, in 2015, the Nobel Committee for Physiology and Medicine awarded 3 scientists the Nobel Prize for their application and use of the drug ivermectin on humans. A Dr. Campbell from the United States, a Dr. Omura from Japan, and a Dr. Tu from China were given the Nobel Prize for their groundbreaking use over decades of what we know as ivermectin. Ivermectin was used to treat river blindness, malaria, scabies, rosacea, all sorts of things over decades. And its long-term use was recognized as great for humans. The bill that I am proposing to you today is to allow for the state of Louisiana to follow the state of Tennessee's lead and make this inexpensive, highly proven or well-proven and versatile drug available to the consumers of the state of Louisiana, the citizens of the state of Louisiana. This bill got through committee probably 5 weeks ago, and I have had it on the calendar for some time because my good friend Representative Stagney told me, he said, Chuck, we can't do that. He said, that's an FDA-approved drug, and we're going to have to put this into a different paradigm. So I started looking at what Tennessee had done. I thought I knew before I got there, and as it turns out, it's got to stay under the positive control of a pharmacist. So Tennessee has done it, but it's behind the counter, and the pharmacist has to give it out. And I think this would be a great thing for our citizens. It is inexpensive. It is good for all sorts of things. Where all of you have heard about it is when COVID hit a couple of years ago. And then everyone was looking for some kind of treatment. And the federal government of the United States told lies about ivermectin. They started transmitting that this is horse medicine, and that's the only thing it is, and you shouldn't buy it, it's dangerous. The FDA and the CDC put that information out. The Louisiana Department of Health pretty much put the same information out. As it turns out, a group of doctors have sued the FDA and the CDC, and now the FDA and the CDC have retracted their guidance, and they said, oh, we shouldn't have done that. I'm not going to vote on this today, members, because I've spoken to senior leadership at LDH. So I am telling you, I'm not going to make you vote on this today. But I wanted to say from the well of this House that the federal government and the state government got in the way of the treatment of patients, of things that work. There's a doctor in Monroe that I've spoken to who was 700-0 in treating COVID with this. Some of these doctors told me that the LDH got after them, that they started threatening them. There were pharmacies around the state who would not fill these prescriptions. When these MDs with licenses were asked to fill these prescriptions, the pharmacists told them no because LDH scared them. So I'm backing off. I trust Dr. Abraham. I trust Dr. Krogan. I'm going to give them a year to look at this, but I'm going to ask y'all to put this in the back of your memory, that the government should not be getting in the way of physicians and valid treatment that is actually a Nobel Prize winning treatment. So, Mr. Speaker, members, thank you for your attention. I'm going to ask that you think about this, and I will see you next year on this. And Mr. Speaker, I would like to return this to the calendar.
Without objection.